What's up, everybody? Jack Farr here on behalf of Box to Box Football, and we're going to do kind of I think James has previously called it like a transfer weekly kind of thing. We're just looking at some updates, some rumors, some confirmed stuff, and just some general opinion on some stuff that we got going on right now. And obviously, I want to pique James's interest nice and early. Ben White to Arsenal. Nothing confirmed, nothing kind of major in terms of breaking news since we last spoke about it, James. But where do you stand on Ben White from Brighton to Arsenal, the price and where we're at? I know when we last spoke, there was a certain level of like, look, if he plays at Arsenal for 12 years and you win a Premier League, then of course it's great investment. But if you don't do that, then it's a lot of money to be spending on a guy like that, especially with, I mean, James, isn't your guy Saliba going to Marseille on loan or something? Like, what's going on there?
Um, if I tell my real feelings on the Saliba issue, I think I'll get in trouble. So
Yeah.
I'm going to leave that
Okay.
for another day. But the Ben White issue to me is just one where I don't really care, Jack. I'm not even
Okay.
I'm not even gonna lie. Like, to me, it's not really my main priority because we are bad in other areas of the pack. Defensively, Arsenal hasn't always been great.
Right.
And if Ben White goes on to be a Virgil van Dijk, then I'll put my hand up and say, guys, I'm sorry, shoot me. No, actually, don't shoot me, please. But like, if he does go on to be that, then I'll be like, oof. But I want to see us more focused on getting our midfield sorted out, because that's, to me, in the last 2 years, that's where we've been most vulnerable at. That's where we've lacked in both defensively and like offensively. People talk about our centre backs having issues, and yeah, but the amount of times I see people just run through our midfield, that's, to me, a bigger problem than the Ben White. The problem also with Ben White also is to me the price. £50 million for an unproven player. I know people are going to say he's an England international. He hasn't played in this Euros.
He's just an England international. Let's be clear. Like he kind of just snuck his way in there. Really.
Does he even have an England cap yet?
Yeah, he came on as a sub. I can't remember which game, but I'm pretty sure he did come on as a sub for like maybe 5 minutes.
And I've been listening to some of the England players, and they've been asked who's impressed them the most, and a lot of people said Ben White. And yeah, it's cool, but I think we have better priorities to look at than just a centre back. If I'm being truthfully honest,
better priorities, perhaps like Eduardo Camavinga for 30 million euros. So moving on to kind of the next one, a little bit of a segue here, and obviously James kind of knows where I'm going to be going with this. According to Fabrizio Romano and according to quite a lot of trusted people, Eduardo Camavinga is rejecting constant contract extensions at Rennes and wants to move to Paris Saint-Germain or to Manchester United. Now, the problem with Paris Saint-Germain is that they are going to hopefully over the next couple of weeks be announcing Achraf Hakimi, Sergio Ramos, and Gigi Donnarumma, as well as kind of working on a couple of other players potentially leaving the club, which is largely, it feels like, according to Fabrizio Romano, let Manchester United have kind of a free run at Camavinga for 30 million euros, which leads me to think, well, any club, and I'm talking Roma, I'm talking Arsenal, you name it, any club with any sort of Champions League level ambition, why are you not challenging for this guy? Arsenal being one of them, James.
But I look at PSG first and I realize, do they really need Camavinga?
Probably not. It would be like, I want him, so you can't have him type of deal.
Basically, Gini Wijnaldum, Verratti, Ander Herrera, like so many similar midfielders. I think if they were going to go for like
we can't forget about Idrissa Gueye.
If they were going to go for like a number 10, I get it.
Right.
But they have so many similar players in that situation that I'm like, no, Man United is not the team for you. I mean, PSG is not the team for you.
Yep.
Man United, on the other hand, I kind of like that one. And I think that probably works out for him better than any other team. You look at that Man United team right now, their biggest weakness, you say, is the center of midfield and probably center back too. He can slot into that team next to Paul Pogba or whoever and be a fixture week in and week out. I feel like the fit for him, the big club like a Man United, the fit is completely perfect. So I see that as looking at that, thinking that that's probably the best deal for him. But the question is, does he want to make it happen? I know Real Madrid tempts him, but I think Man United, for a development-wise and a fit-wise, works even better for him.
Yeah, and you touched on it there. There's some French guys there, I guess, who you'd say. I know that we differ on our opinions of Manchester United's midfield and needing certain players, just due to the crop of players that they have there. But again, James, we don't know who's going to be leaving that club. Let's be honest. And if a spot opens up, Donny van de Beek he's still going to be there. Rumors about him going on loan. And staying on Manchester United. Another clear shot and a clear run at Raphael Varane, 50 million. What do you think this one happens, or do you think this is more kind of posturing from Varane and his agent to get more money from Real Madrid?
I was speaking to Jed about this, who's a big Real Madrid fan. Who
Real Madrid insider, Jed.
Like one of my Real Madrid insiders, as I say, but it seems Varane is destined to join Man United, and I feel like this deal is going to happen. I feel Varane, Real Madrid will offer him some lucrative deals, some good deals, but he feels like he hasn't been appreciated the way other players have been. In someone like a David Alaba coming in and getting even a better salary than him probably rubs him the wrong way. And also, he's been at Real Madrid for a while. He's won everything at Real Madrid. He's done everything at Real Madrid. 4 Champions Leagues, numerous league titles. One league title. He's done everything.
Cup winner.
World Cup winner for Real Madrid. He wants to seek a new challenge, and he's very interested in joining the Premier League. Man United to him works out brilliantly because he comes into a team that need a centre back, but also plays into another centre back that he can trust in a way, in a Harry Maguire, where it's kind of like a 1A, like 1B thing, where he will come in as the best centre back, but Maguire will be the leader, and they can play off each other. And to me, it works out really well for them. But it's also interesting for me with Varane because this is a make or break transfer for him. Because Varane has always had that little bit of. People always say that he's not really good when he's not next to Ramos, and it's one where he can kind of prove, he can prove to everyone that I'm at that level and even better.
And James, even if he doesn't do that, I think you can that Ramos role. I know this sounds really silly coming out of my mouth, but I'm going to say it anyway. That Ramos role can almost be fulfilled by Harry Maguire, who we know is going to be captain leader going forward. So maybe Varane is just doing a like for like situation there. Final couple comments on Arsenal and some stuff circulating around them as well. I do look at the price tag for Varane and I think, that's kind of similar to what Arsenal might be playing for Ben White. I have no idea why they would not at least attempt to try and get Raphael Varane. Thoughts on that, James?
The Ben White? Could you just repeat that one more time? So I was on.
Ben White, £50 million, and supposedly Raphael Varane's going to be around 50 million euros. So even cheaper.
Let me just put this into simple words for you guys.
Okay.
British tax. So you're a British player, because if you do something half decent, the price James, just goes up regardless.
Not about the price of the player, about where Arsenal are choosing to spend their money. Why would it? Because of that tax? Why would you do it on White? Why would they not pursue Raphael Varane more aggressively?
Because Jack, let's be honest. Like Arsenal, if Raphael Varane is available, Arsenal are probably his 10th choice. Let's be truthfully honest here, right? You got if Chelsea want him, if Liverpool want him, if Man United want him. Man City won him. Bayern Munich won him.
Bayern, Juve, Milan.
We are 10th choice at this moment, of time.
Somebody who's not necessarily first choice at Arsenal, but might be first choice for Aston Villa. Supposedly, Villa, after having a couple of bids rejected for Emil Smith-Rowe, they are going to make kind of a final run at Emil Smith-Rowe for above £13 million. James, first of all, and this is just my opinion here, I don't think Emil Smith-Rowe is worth above £30 million. So I would accept, if I'm Arsenal, I would accept that deal. I don't know about how you feel about that, but what are your general thoughts circulating around this bid and this offer for Emil Smith-Rowe? Because I look at Emil Smith-Rowe and I kind of think to myself, are you going to win a league with Emil Smith-Rowe starting in your team? I'd say probably not. Why not just take the money and run and maybe invest with a player with more upside?
Would Chelsea sell Mason Mount? No. Would Man City sell?
But you're not comparing Smith-Rowe to Foden and Mount, are you?
I feel like he can get to that level.
Saka, definitely. I would get it. Smith-Rowe, I'm not so sure.
Listen, I don't think Mason Mount and I think Mason Mount is the best out of all of them, but I don't think Smith Rowe was that far off Phil Foden, if I'm being truthfully honest.
Okay, all right.
Generally, maybe I watch football a different way, but I don't look at these guys and be like, oh, like they're at this, they're out of this world. I feel like Emil Smith Rowe has the ability to go on to be a very, very, very good player. Can he get to their level? I don't think their level's that high. I think that he can definitely get to the level. I can see Smith Rowe, if everything goes right, maybe getting into the England team for the next World Cup. Because I think he's that good. If they offer like a 50 million, maybe we can't turn it down. But I would still keep Emil Smith Rowe. It's the fact of also you have a British player. In other way, like you have to have a certain amount of English players in your team.
Yes.
You're only going to sell them for a certain price.
Right.
At this moment in time, I would keep him.
Okay, that's fair. I honestly, I did not know. I'm not saying this facetiously or anything. I did not know you were that high on him.
He's a good player.
I think he's a good player. I don't think he's worth any more than 30 mil though. So I think that if I'm director of football at Arsenal, I'd take that 30 mil and spend it on Eduardo Camavinga personally. But you know, again,
it's British tax. It's British tax, so he's English. You know, the price goes up there.
But again, like, you know, James, am I ruling out Emil Smith Rowe developing into at least a Phil Foden level, you know, of ability and player or mount? No, certainly not. But I see him more as kind of a British squad player for a top team or a starter for one of those kind of mid to lower table teams. That to me would be his ceiling. But again, I've been wrong before, and I'm sure I'll be wrong in the future. Boubakary Soumaré to Leicester City Football Club from Lille, who are obviously the French champions, for £17 million. What do you make of that one, James?
Jack, I don't know. Who is he?
Okay, for everybody listening, Boubakary Soumaré he's previously been a France under-21 international, played for Lille, 22 years old, kind of a holding midfielder, but could probably play a little further forward as well if he wanted to. £17 million from Lille to Leicester City. It's one of these guys as well who is obviously going into a very, very competitive France midfield. So he may be an international starter, maybe with somebody like Camavinga, who knows, depending on how things go well. But as of right now, I think he's just playing his club football and looking to develop where best he can. What this says to me, though, James, signing a midfielder of starting caliber, it says to me that they are preparing for somebody like a Wilfred Ndidi, somebody like a Yuri Tielemans, somebody like a James Maddison to potentially be out the door over the next 12 months or so.
Apologies for me not knowing, guys. To me, there's just too many players to follow.
Dude, it is.
There's too many players to follow.
Place.
Like, player from here, player from there. Like, listen, I'm checking out players from like other areas right now. I'm having like this the Anderlecht midfielder coming, so I have to do more research on him at this moment in time. But the thing about Leicester is that their scouts always seem to do a good job with these players.
Yes, they do.
I don't know too much about him right now, but he played for Lille. They won the league. I'm pretty sure Leicester know what they're doing in this scenario. They did it with N'Golo Kante. They did it with Ndidi, Yuri Tielemans, James Maddison. Jack is right there. I just seen another player going out. It might be an Ndidi, him coming in, and the cycle just goes on. Leicester's transfers and their scouts always seem to get it right.
Top
and
notch.
I guarantee.
I mean, James,
Wilfred Ndidi this time.
Wilfred Ndidi replacing Kante. I mean, can you think of a better transition in terms of a role within a midfield? I know they've changed formation and they're doing stuff a little differently now, but in terms of just a like for like, Kante's gone, here comes arguably the second best player who plays that kind of role. Like, that's unbelievable business. Anyway, James, we're going to save the best, or at least potentially the most expensive or most important for last.
But also, they were able to get Daka from the striker Daka from what team again?
Yeah, the winger was that from you're gonna have to look that up. James, the final one, Fabio Paratici new director of football, head of football operations, or whatever the hell Daniel Levy is calling it, is making a lot of comments talking about how he's looking forward for Kane playing for Spurs next year. Is that posturing, or do you think that's definitely what's going to happen with Kane?
Oh yeah, Daka from RB Leipzig. Yeah, listen, I've took a look at him. He's a player. Can't even lie.
Yeah, well, I mean, he completed the most take-ons in that Belgium Italy game of any player in the whole tournament. So very exciting.
No. This one, he's a striker.
Oh, I'm thinking of Doku.
Yeah,
right.
Doku,
Daka, damn it.
So too many players.
Paratici and his comments about Kane staying at Spurs, is this posturing, or do you think he's kind of telling the truth?
I think I genuinely do believe that it's legitimate, because I can't see Man City spending
a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, but I can't see Man City spending that money on Kane and on Grealish at the exact same season.
I don't want to drag this video on for too long, but is Harry Kane a Pep Guardiola striker?
Yes.
You think so?
Jack, we just spent the whole of Euros complaining how Kane is just not in the box all the time and he's dropping deep and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
For me, it's like people make this claim about Pep Guardiola strikers. Yeah, I get it, but Pep Guardiola did play with strikers with Samuel Eto'o. He did play Zlatan for a bit. Robert Lewandowski, who we love playing with. Kane, to me, just fits that mold, and to me, just having a number 9 like that. This thing about people just want no number 9. Jack, to win, you need a number 9.
Yes.
You generally need a number 9. And I know Man City are going to claim, we won the league without number 9. Did you win the Champions League without a number 9? What happened? You ran out of steam. No, but it's true. They ran out of steam at the end because they didn't have a number 9.
Yeah.
Aguero, the problem is that they didn't give Aguero that much of game time. And then when it comes to push, when push comes to shove, and then they needed a goal when it mattered the most, because Aguero didn't play that much and they were just chucking balls in the air because they didn't really know what to do. Jack, you cannot win without a striker, and that's something that Man City are going to need to do.
Also,
getting top class striker.
Some crocodile tears as well from Pep at the end of the year. I didn't really know how to take that. He seemed kind of super upset, and I kind of thought, dude, you've wanted this guy out the door for years. Like, what are you talking about?
As I said, I'm not going to speak about that issue, because if I speak, I'll get in trouble.
Final one. Andre Silva is going to be going from Eintracht Frankfurt, where he scored 28 goals in the Bundesliga last year, to RB Leipzig. This is probably the long-awaited Timo Werner replacement, I think, that Leipzig will be hoping for. How do you think that's going to go for him, James? Same kind of return for him next season?
Same kind of return. To me, it's a one where RB Leipzig are a team that they just always seem to get in that gem. I'm surprised no one has really gone for Andre Silva. His return in the Bundesliga is fantastic, and I was even shocked that he didn't partner Ronaldo up front in the Euros, because I felt that out of all the front players,
when they were losing.
Yes, basically.
Yeah.
But he fits Ronaldo the best with his style of play overall. But to me, it's a fantastic sign from them. I think if you're Chelsea, if you couldn't have got in a Erling Haaland, Andre Silva could have been someone that you could have looked for. A West Ham, at Everton, who's in need, whoever is in need of a striker, he is someone that they should look at. Even Arsenal. I wouldn't even be pressed if we did look at him.
Especially if Lacazette's potentially out the door, right? That would be kind of a nice upgrade, potential upgrade in that slot. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Let us know what you think. We've talked here a little bit about Ben White to Arsenal, Camavinga to Manchester United, Rafael Varane, Andre Silva, Emil Smith-Rowe, Soumare, Harry Kane. Let us know what you think. Any of your players on the move, any transfers you like that have happened or have not happened, please drop a like on the video. Remember to subscribe and hit the bell. James, anything from you?
Like, share, and subscribe, guys, and we will see you next time.